There's not a man, woman, or child in this room who doesn't know what I'm about to say. People do not need to be informed as often as they need to be reminded. Whatever it is about this industry upon which the defense of the Canadian economy during the worst recession we have ever seen was structured. This industry was the shield during that particular maelstrom. 2, where is Confederation being renewed in any practical sense in Canada today? I'll tell you where. It's in Fort McMurray. The mixture of people from every province working together, man and woman. People have left places they have never left in generations. The real interaction, the real rebinding of the national idea is taking place in real time, without politics, at one of the great work sites in the history of the entire country. You are renewing Confederation, whether you know it or not. Thirdly, for all the people and all the success, this is the 20th anniversary of a great company. And I'm glad to see, by the way, that there are elements of pride in the way that you are. I am tired. I am tired of the bowed head. When people achieve something, they usually stand up and beam. I took the radio show to Fort McMurray. I met some wonderful people. They gave me, naturally, a little tour. And I'm not slandering them. I'm not sarcastic on this. They showed me where they had reclaimed dirty water. They showed me where they had put lawn and grass back on piles of dirt that you could never believe. They showed me trees. And then we went somewhere else and they showed me more trees. Most of the afternoon I was looking at grass, reclaimed water, and trees. Finally, I said to the person giving the tour, "Do you have any oil?" There's my point. Stop apologizing for what you're doing. In fact, reverse it. Alberta, Calgary, you've shown it once again. You had a flood here recently, and in most other jurisdictions, this would still be cramped with doubt and misery. This is one of the only jurisdictions in North America where a calamity re-energizes the community. Are you apologizing for that? Well, then let us bring it back to the industry. I know too many laborers, too many taxi drivers, people who work in hotels, people who had such hard times before, who are up in that place. I also know the captains of some of the industries, but it goes the whole way. Understand what you are doing. They keep talking about the 19th century railroad, the great project of the 19th century binding. This is the project of the 21st century, and everyone is ashamed to admit it. I like trees. I'm sure you do too. But there's nothing going on in Alberta that is murder on the trees. You're at the very edge of technological achievement. You're at the very edge of scientific investigation. You're doing things with resources that even 60 years ago would be attributed to demonic powers. Do you realize just how first century this is? This is something to be truly lauded, celebrated. And then the people who criticize you. Why are you listening to them? When was the last, this is a serious question, when was the last time that Elizabeth May said, you know something, it's so really, really, really good that those poor unemployed folks down in Newfoundland have now got great jobs, they're up there and they're crane workers, or they're going out into the forest, or they're doing safety inspections, or they're on offshore rigs. What a wonderful thing you oil companies are, that you help so many ordinary people get back their dignity, hold their families together, and have the taste of self-reliance in their mouth. Even a company as successful as the one being celebrated here tonight, and even the people that are responsible for this achievement, here's the last strand. This is not just an economic story. That's what's wrong with all the defenses that I hear about it. It is not just an economic story. And the idea that the oil industry is any more villainous than any other industry. We're all a mix of good and bad. Dentists are no worse than oil workers or journalists. Stop this. Understand that it's not just the commerce, that the Canada we all hold dear, the standards of living that are truly unimaginable, the advances in healthcare, the healthcare technology we now have, all of this, and the individual happiness of families and family members. Unemployment is a sickness. I know enough about it. Understand all the social consequences, the cultural consequences, and, because you are the drivers of it, applaud the level of scientific and technological wizardry that is providing the most fundamental substance for 21st century society. Energy rules the world. Without it, we're back throwing stones at each other. So, I'll wrap it up. I will wrap it up. I was very quick when I said thank you, but I wish there were times to detail how many I know and know personally that got hauled out of psychological ruts, that walked away from the shame of not being able to basically make their own living, who've come to a new province and saw new elements of confederation, who opened their eyes to a larger view of the entire country itself. Others, young ones, who come here and see these machines and see the science that's underneath. Do you understand how much mind is in Fort McMurray? It's probably, in its way, one of the most intellectual landscapes on the entire planet. It certainly wouldn't start a song, "I was a miner for a heart of gold." No. So on the 20th anniversary of the company, on the gathering here of the people of this province, understand that the project may be in the province and your companies may be of the province more than of any other. But this is a pan-Canadian thing. It is larger than industry. It is larger than politics. You should exult in what you're doing. You should take the same pride in this as the craftsmen of old took when they sculpted, carved, or painted. This is a triumph of the spirit, not something that anybody has to apologize for. And Alberta and Calgary are among, in my judgment, the most vital and, in every sense of the term, one of the most energetic regions in the entire planet. Take care of yourself, drink lots of booze.